We have a new cult. This cult is, of course, the progressive cult. And in preparation for my book, which comes out on November 15th, I will be talking about the 3 progressive strongholds: business, entertainment, and the university. Today, we talk about how the progressive cult has taken over the entertainment media.
There's a certain amount of people that are in the progressive mindset that is essentially a cult.
Now, why are progressives a cult? Because it's an unestablished religion that demands the worship of ideas, ceremonies, sacraments, and sacrifices like we're going to talk about today in this video. In entertainment, this is most evident through abortion and sex trafficking.
But they are so afraid to be open about what they think if it's not hard left, if it's not acceptable, because they don't want to be excommunicated from what I call the intersectionality cult.
Cults and their elites are almost always after one or all of these 3 things: sex, money, and power. Entertainers are largely facilitating things and are the charismatic leaders of the progressive cult. They use their positions in the elitist culture to maintain control of the public, and this is especially true for abortion.
I'm devastated and terrified, and so many women and so many girls are going to die because...
And make no mistake, this is the biggest rollback of human rights in modern US history.
For them, abortion is not just a right, but a privilege, a sacrifice to the woke gods of materialism.
The right of women to make decisions about when and whether to have children would have very damaging effects on the economy.
All cults require sacrifice, they require ceremonies, and in the progressive cult, especially pushed by entertainers, sacrificing your child through abortion basically equals monetary gain or being more wealthy or successful. Now, really quick, before we talk more about entertainment media and their place in the progressive cult, I want to talk about one of the sponsors of this video, Gulag America. Now, guys, I've been partnered with Gulag America for a long time. We're getting into the cold season. My favorite thing that they have to offer is their hoodies. I'm telling you, you got to go check them out. Not only is the quality of the hoodie really awesome, the quotes that they use and the different slogans and kind of patriotic styles and as well as logos that they put are fantastic, and they make for a fantastic gift. So this holiday season, buy Gulag America gear for your conservative or liberal family, maybe a little bit of a gag gift. If you use my code JoshCar10, you will get 10% off at gulagamerica.com. Again, that's patriotic clothing, really high quality, really great designs at gulagamerica.com. Use my code JoshCar10 and you'll get 10% off. Now, moving on to the sex trafficking element of the entertainment media.
You know, one of the most interesting things is that he was beckoning into a world that didn't seem to exist but for him as the doorman.
The woke cult demands money, sex, and power, and at the heart of this is also Jeffrey Epstein. How was he connected to celebrities? On his infamous island where he raped and trafficked children, here are just some of the celebrities he had on the island: Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, Leon Black, Lex Wexner, Kevin Spacey, and Chris Tucker, among others.
I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Is there a lesson for you, for anyone else looking at this?
He's listening to his publicist tell him what to say.
He's dead, so in general, you always have to be careful.
A lot of us.
That's a bit of a lesson.
He's dead. Already talked
is there any
over
lesson?
Let's just say that Bill Gates wasn't too sad when Jeffrey Epstein was killed in prison. Now, really quick, guys, before we go on, I want to talk about the second sponsor of this podcast and a new sponsor. I'm excited to talk about Smart Labels. Smart Labels is a fantastic way that you can take those crazy decorations for Halloween, Thanksgiving, the New Year, Christmas, you name it, and actually organize it in a way that isn't impossible and stuck in your basement. Here are the steps for Smart Labels. So first, buy a couple Smart Labels, as you can see right there. After that, you download the Smart Labels app, you place Smart Label on a container, and you scan it with the Smart Labels app. After that, you essentially get to create your first Smart Label in the app itself. You get to say what it's named, the photo of the container it's in, where that container is stored, the type of container it's in. And my favorite part of this is you actually get to say the items that are in the Smart Label. So rather than just saying Halloween decorations, my favorite aspect of it is I get to literally say pumpkin lights. And so now next year when I'm pulling out my Halloween decorations, instead of being like, where the heck are the pumpkin lights? I can search in my Smart Labels app, pumpkin lights, and they're gonna pull up and show me exactly what container they're in. This has made my life so much easier. I love it. It also makes us a great gift for your mom, for your dad, for your aunts. Maybe I shouldn't spoil things too hard because I have family that watch this, but it could be showing up for them. I love this. Me and my wife use it. Couldn't recommend it highly enough. Again, that is Smart Labels. You can go to qrsmartlabels.com for any more information on it. So talking about the sex trafficking aspect to entertainment media and how that's making its way into the progressive cult, I think a really good example of this is looking at the movie Sound of Freedom. So Sound of Freedom took the world by storm this year, 2023, because it was outpacing a lot of the blockbuster or supposed blockbuster movies such as Indiana Jones. It was literally surpassing it. But the story behind Sound of Freedom is really fascinating. So it's a story about sex trafficking, about saving kids who are stuck in this, who are literally being taken by the Jeffrey Epsteins of the world. But the movie itself was made by Fox, and it was made I think more than 5 years ago. And what happened was, as we all know, Disney bought out Fox, and when they saw that Sound of Freedom was on the docket, they axed it. The movie was already made, by the way. And if anyone's seen it, it's a really high quality movie, so you can't look at it and think, oh, they didn't release it because it was low quality. They didn't release it because it does not go with the agenda that Disney is now setting. To be clear, Disney is a total anti-kids movement. Disney is completely complacent in the cult because they are wanting to tell stories that support this new ideology. Something I've talked about on the podcast before is that LGBTQ plus is really accurately named because it has that plus at the end of it. And why does it have that plus at the end? When you think about a plus, what does it mean? It means endless. It means more possibilities. That is the goal of the LGBTQ plus movement, after all, to be extra inclusive. And so here's my question, and I believe the reason why Disney has decided not to pursue the Sound of Freedom. What other letters might be added to the end of that plus? Could we perhaps in the coming years see a P added to that LGBTQP plus? And myself and many other conservatives feel like this is the way that gender theory is going, and I think we will see a day very soon in which pedophilia and sex exploitation of minors is all the more common, even though honestly it already is very common. And so I think Disney knows this very well. They do not want to alienate that base, and for that reason, they are complicit in the progressive cult. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you got just a little bit of entertainment or value out of it, please go down below, subscribe, like, and comment what you thought, or other instances that you see that entertainment media is complicit in the progressive cult. Thanks, guys.